short is a little bit dangerous because any bad news will certainly make the gold price spike up. So I wouldn't say necessarily people should go long, but just be aware that at these levels to short, you may have be susceptible to $40, $50 moves up.
Monday morning, folks, and welcome to a brand new episode of FinMet Mondays. This is our first episode after, I think, a couple of weeks, Sunil, and we've not really seen a lot of movement from where we were 2 weeks back. We've pretty much been in range. Specific to last week, could you recap what were some of the market events that may have been missed out and how that influenced the price of gold and silver?
If you go back to the last discussion we had, we were saying we were expecting a downside, which we did see. We saw up to 2008 that level. It was and gold was supported around that level. What we've seen is moving gold right now is continues to be two things. One is the expectation for the US dollar and the US dollar interest rates going forward. And on the other hand, the other force is the geopolitical tensions that are going on in the Middle East, US, Iran, Ukraine, Russia, etc. And what we're actually seeing is the two are moving in different directions. So let me explain. So on the US dollar side, I think people were expecting that the Fed is going to cut, and that's going to result in a weaker dollar. But actually, the news has been very positive, and so the dollar has been quite strong. Interest rates have been higher than expected, and that should normally make gold go down, right? And should it pull it down, which is why you're expecting a little bit of pullback, right? However, we've seen a lot of tension. You saw the issue with the Houthis, and US taking issues with Iran, and all of that is actually supporting. And that's one of the reasons why earlier in the week we saw gold trade all the way up to 2055. But then on Friday afternoon, news came out of a very strong jobs number, and dollar is going to remain strong. And then we saw a $20 move down.
Before going into the technical, Sunil, what is your price outlook going into the coming week? I think the question is, does gold have what it takes to create upside momentum on its side, or are you going to see a
Mhm.
gradual slide down fundamentally?
Yeah, I think from a fundamental point of view, a lot of the weakness of the strength of the US dollar is already baked in. I think geopolitics is going to really govern it. There's a lot of uncertainty. I can feel a sense of nervousness amongst the people. So I do feel that the uncertainty is going to underpin gold. And so you've seen this bias towards moving upwards. Being short is a little bit dangerous because any bad news will certainly make the gold price spike up. So I wouldn't say necessarily people should go long, but just be aware that at these levels to short, you may have be susceptible to $40, $50 moves up because of news.
Let me probably show you where the supports and resistance lies on the spot gold markets. I do see this big red candle here, which was the one that you pointed out on Friday, which culminated because of payrolls data coming in much more stronger than expected. You can see that the size of the candlestick, of the red candlestick, is slightly bigger than the size of the green candlestick. And we call this as an engulfing pattern, wherein the red candle engulfs the green candle to kind of indicate what the market is really thinking based on the new data that's coming in. This is something that we saw even right here, which is as soon as you kind of see this big red candle over here, you do see some follow through selling also take place, but then later the market stabilizes after above a certain support. So that's something that I see as well likely to continue with the dollar strength. And despite geopolitical concerns and that helping gold, we might still see a slide down back to this 2008 support, but very much the range is going to be this 2047 pivot and this 2008 support. I don't think there's anything that's fundamentally going to change in terms of the data points as well. There's nothing that is critical that's coming out next week. We just have some speeches from two Fed officials on Wednesday. But apart from that, there's nothing really key and significant. Thanks, Neil. Let's see how the markets shape out once more. But till then, thank you so much and goodbye.
Thank you. Have a nice week.